What's good, YouTube? Back at y'all with another video. So, I know I've been crashing out the last couple videos, right? There's a time and a place for that, though. Okay? I don't want to just have this channel be me crashing out and getting upset at companies and shitty games. We gotta highlight some excellence, right? That's what this channel is about as well, right? Today we got DC Theo. Make sure, shout outs to him. I just recently subscribed to him. I just recently found him. Apparently he's been shouting out a lot of locals in the past and he's been in the FGC for a while. I'm still new blood, you know. But he's been in the FGC. He was covering locals and he's covering hitbox controllers. So if you into that, make sure y'all give him a check out. He's also started doing new videos like this where he's covering different topics pertaining to the FGC. So expect to see some of him appearing on the channel. With that being said, today's video, he's asking a question: why the FGC can't keep new players? If you would have my thoughts on it, right? The FGC is very elitist. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the time, instead of picking somebody up or explaining to somebody why they lost, we'll let them scrub quote on Twitter and then excommunicate them. We do things really backwards here in the FGC. But I'm gonna let him go into it. I'm gonna let him talk about it. Let's see what you got to say, DC.
Since I started my journey in Virtua Fighter 5, I have been getting beat left, right, down, and center anytime I'm playing against basically anyone.
A fellow Virtua Fighter 5 player. Instant subscribe.
They've been playing for a very long time and they beat the brakes off me. And I'm okay with that. I realize that's an old game with a lot of experienced players and there's a good chance I might never catch up. That's okay. But it sometimes leaves me with this sense of, why should I keep trying? If I'm just gonna play and get rocked every single time.
Look, I crossed that crossroads many times on my way to getting nice or type decent with Jeffrey. You know? I think a lot of, he's gonna get into it a little later on, but the people that you meet, you shouldn't be just going into the FGC and interacting with it as whoever's on the other side of this screen is just a username, right? That is a real human being that you have the chance and opportunity to interact with, and a lot of people don't take advantage of that in the FGC.
Time and not learn a whole lot and struggle. Why should I keep playing this game I'm enjoying? And I made a weird connection that this is probably what it feels like when you first start in the fighting game community. When you stop playing online or just mashing buttons in arcade mode and you actually try, this is probably what it feels like for your first time in a fighting game. So it's what you call it? I talked about it in my Virtua Fighter do's and don'ts. It's that Dunning-Kruger effect, right? It's real. It's so real. With any fighting game, right? Coming into it, you have to be extremely humble. Because I grew up on fighting games, for example. When I hopped over to Marvel Rivals, I wasn't saying nothing about how they should balance the game. I was in learn mode. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying nothing about characters being broken or me being I was saying how some characters feel frustrating at times to go up against. But for the most part, I was trying to figure out what I had to do to get that W. A lot of folks and it's not as clear in fighting games as it is that path to getting good and what issues you need to solve as it is whenever you're in a shooting game. Say a shooting game, a lot of the time, hey, I can't fucking aim. Well, go hit some aim training. You know, then you'll start aiming better. In fighting games, there could be a lot of reasons why you getting blown up when you blocking. Say you blocking and you just mashing, or you just blocking high, you not blocking your toes. There's a lot of reasons you could be getting blown up and you just might not know, and it could get overwhelming, especially if somebody's mixing up and you fighting somebody that's really good. I sat with my thinking cap on and I asked myself, what is it I'm feeling exactly? Because I'm okay with losing. And I came to the realization that I just don't want to be free. I don't want to be an easy win. I want to put up a fight and have a good time. But if I'm always getting stomped, that's not happening for me. That feeling of getting freed up every single time has been a little bit of a deterrent to me actually learning more about virtual cam. Now
I'm not gonna lie. Whatever game that you step into, this isn't even just fighting games. This is universal across any game. If you've never tried a game before, or like a game genre, like if I ever tried Dota 2, I'm gonna be ass. Respectfully. Folks have been playing that game for multiple decades, and I've never played like a MOBA. I played a little bit of League of Legends with some homies, but no, I'm not good. And I don't expect to be. I'm gonna be free. You can't come over here and expect to just throw out these optimal combos. No, it takes some work. The same way, knowing what items to buy, knowing where to ward, knowing all of this information takes time and work. You don't just know that when you jump into League of Legends or any game.
let's be clear, that's on me. Fighting games are about getting good and learning and growing. I know that because I've been in the FGC for a long time. But if you don't have that cultural touch point and you don't have that kind of like knowledge and that idea in the back of your mind, it makes a lot of sense why new players have such a hard time getting into a game series, especially if it doesn't have a huge population in it. Because when you have a game like Street Fighter or Tekken 8 where there's a bunch of people playing, you're always going to find other new players to play against. So it's super hard for that feeling of being free to set in. I even might expand this a little bit.
This is why I say ranked match is not where the FGC really lies, right? And I'm gonna expand on that in the video a little later on. But the short version of it is the social aspect is lost in ranked match. You most of the time you getting one and done and getting cheesed out by some cornball, or like say like you actually get like a good set, you might be able to get a Steam ad and maybe hop into a lobby and get better with somebody. But that's if you an extrovert like me and will actually like hit somebody up if they like fuck you up with something crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks aren't wired like that. And so like it's the onus is on us a lot of the time. If you already play a fighting game and you're trying to get somebody into it, you gotta break it down to them like they a dumbass, like they a little child, cause they are. They don't know, you know.
A little bit to like the middle ranking players who are trying to break through that upper rank, but there's a gap there in knowledge, understanding, skill, everything. Those people probably are having that experience of feeling free to this upper rank of people, but able to beat this lower rank of people. So they're stuck in this weird mid zone where they feel like they can't progress. I
call that fighting game limbo, right? It's them mid ranks. It's like Battle Ruler, or it was like Fujin, like season 1 of Tekken 8, right? It was like ranked purgatory. You know what I'm saying? Where you can free up anybody below you, but soon as anybody above you shows up, all of a sudden you're on clearance. Black Friday sale, and you're on sale, bro. It's crazy.
And I once again try to cut the comments off before they come down the line. I'm not trying to say that this is anyone's fault. I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't just get good. People need to get better. That's part of the discussion. Because when you have people in this mode where they're just feeling lethargic and like they don't want to try anymore because they keep losing, it is important for us as a community to encourage those people and help them through that.
Yes. I also want to highlight, right? The way that you lose is very important. Like if I'm able to get a few strikes in here and there, or maybe like pull off a little combo, right? I'm able to like have some fight back. But if I'm getting like if I'm fighting somebody and they've been playing the game for 2 years and they know I'm new, like fighting games are the only game where you'll hop on with some friend and you'll like tell them that you're new and they'll pummel your ass into the ground anyway. Like I understand a lot of it is muscle memory, but that's your homie. You know what I'm saying? You want him to enjoy this with you. You gotta dial it back a little bit, you know? You don't have to be optimal on the day one player.
I think it's particularly important with brand new players, because I think people are okay with losing. We look at things like Dark Souls, like Celeste, and even some of the harder levels in Mario. And these games are wildly successful. And people lose those games left, right, and center all of the time. Same thing with Overwatch and any of these team shooters or any of these other genres of competitive games.
The difference is, right, when you die in Bloodborne, there was probably 3 bloodstains that you passed and didn't look at that showed you how you would have died if you would have just paid attention. That's a little bit of the social aspect of Bloodborne, of Dark Souls. That's how players communicate with each other. Through dying, you could get like, you could find secrets off of like the little bloodstains and everything, right? It's genius. And we just don't got that in fighting games, right? It saddens me. It saddens me greatly.
Games, League of Legends, people lose all of the time. So it can't just be people being afraid of losing. It has to be something else. And I'm proposing that it's this feeling of being free, of absolutely losing and not being able to learn. Because that's a horrendous feeling. When you're trying your best, but nothing is working, and you don't know why. Though I think it's...
And they not telling you nothing. A lot of the time, like in the FGC, a big problem, we like to gatekeep. Y'all like to hide little techie information and stuff, bro. Boy, if you don't share that knowledge and try to get nice, stop relying on that little knowledge check that you're doing. That's keeping you sorry, respectfully. That's keeping you ass. If you would just let that brother know, yo, you let me hit you with an overhead 6 times. Maybe stop crouch blocking. It's not just safe. You gotta actually block. Or, hey, this is how you tech throws. I just throw looped you 3 times. Right? And then that's when you hit them with that meaty and you show them the next level. Right? A lot of folks will just pummel you in silence. Y'all weird me out with that. That throw me off.
Or a new person in the FGC watching this, the feelings you're going through is something that a lot of people have to work through. And it really does just take training, effort, and practice. If you're not willing to put that in, it might be time to give up fighting games. If you are, though, ask people for help. There are lots of people in the FGC who want to help you get better. You just...
And look, if you're scared of training mode, mind you, it can be daunting. When you hop in training mode and you look at like the recording features that they got and all that, and all of that is there for you to get nice, bro. It's not there to make you, it's not there to scare you, man. It's not there to make you run away. It's there so you can go from yellow to black belt, bro. That's how you get nice. That's how you get nice at any game. You don't get nice at Marvel Rivals from just doing quick match all day. How you gonna know, like, you don't know what your buttons do. You gotta go into training mode, figure out your buttons, maybe figure out a few little combos with your characters, and now you're ready to game. Same thing with Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty is a little different because it's more arcadey and it's a little simpler. But even then, you still gotta figure out like what you gonna be doing. I don't know.
You just need to reach out to friends, reach out to your locals, reach out to players who you see on stream and on YouTube. Not everyone's gonna take the time to help you, and that's something that as the FGC we need to work on. But there are lots of
big facts. If somebody's in your stream, and mind you, there's also a right way and a wrong way to ask for help. Let's talk about it real quick. If you go into somebody's stream and you say, damn, this character is broken, I don't like this string, it's too overpowered, guess what? You're not getting help. I'm not gonna lie, I might flame you up if you come there with that. We get it. It's frustrating, right? But you gotta know what your issue is if you want help. You can't just highlight a move on a specific character. What character are you playing, right? What options could you have done to get away from that move? Do you even know? That's the part that you need to be asking for. That's how you come in. Hey, how do I beat so-and-so move? It's very frustrating. Alright, if I know, boom, I'll let you know how to do it. And if I don't, let's go lab it up. Let's go figure it out together. You know? That's how we should be moving. But it's a two-way street. If you come in there scrub quoting, a lot of us are pre-programmed to just give you the flame, bro. To torch your ass. There's a right way and a wrong way to ask.
out there who want to help. I was just talking about my struggles with Virtual Fighter, and just Monica and I ended up playing together the other night, and they helped me out a whole lot with some of my Gene game plan, and like I already feel a little bit better. My locals here in Vegas have been really encouraging me and trying to push me to get better, and they've been helping me a lot too. And though it's not quite the same as being a brand new person, me experiencing this stuff in Virtual Fighter has really helped me reappreciate what it was like to be at the beginning of a fighting game again. We are we need to
it's
help
been getting me that.
players who feel free and these middle level players who are trying to level up.
Yes, and they feel
not
free as
because they're
well.
doing well in matches, but because they're feeling this sense of dread, the sense of being free. If you made it this far into the video, thanks for listening to my ramblings. I know this is not like my normal topic and normal things I talk about, but it's just something I've been feeling really heavily lately, and I wanted to share. Get out there and support your locals. And if you can't, come support mine.
Word. Shout outs to DC Theo and Milzy Bobo. I don't know how you fucking say that, but shout outs to this person as well for the music, because that was some excellent music. Final thoughts, guys. Be nice to the newbies. A lot of new fighting games are coming out. We will see some scrub quotes. They will come. How we respond is very important, right? It's going to take a lot of grace, a lot of patience. Okay? You was a scrub though once. You was ass at the game once too. Oh, remember that. And be humble. Be nice to the new guys whenever they're coming and they're trying to enjoy your game, bro. There's fun to be had. Let's get it. With that being said, if y'all like what I had to talk about in this video, make sure you like it up. You know, subscribe to DC Theo. Shout outs to him. Keep more of these videos coming if you're watching this. This is excellent. This is what the FGC needs. And with all that being said, y'all have a blessed day. Peace out.